Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I put together my traveler's notebook junk journal type inserts. And I know there's lots of tutorials, but I had someone ask and I figured I'll decorate it with you guys and kind of make it my own. If you are not familiar with how I like to do memory keeping, it changes up all the time, but right now I am doing memory keeping in a traveler's notebook insert. Obviously this is going to be April's and I am late to the bandwagon. This is March's and I did a full flip through, so if you want to get a good idea of what they look like once I have it all filled up, you can check that video out. I'm just going to create the base. I cut my papers down already just to save some time. This is 4.5 by 8.5 inches. So I'm gonna flip through real quick. I did a variety of different pages in here. Some are like junky type papers and some are just like really pretty scrapbook paper. So the front I left, somewhat blank for right now because I'm going to decorate this. And inside I have a variety of envelopes, bags, papers, things like that. This bag I'm gonna adhere it to the front page here. I have this really pretty page. I like to use lots of scraps, so I always tend to have like this size of paper, and I'll use it in my journal because I can do a teeny little layout on this page. More scrapbook paper. A lot of times I cover these pages up too, so I don't worry too much about what prints I'm showing because chances are it might get covered up. Maybe it won't. I leave the backs blank, but this is like an old vintage book page and I just thought that would be kind of cute. Graph paper I love. This is actually just an old envelope. It was from like my last birthday, September, but I liked it because it has gold and I tend to have lots of little bits and pieces that I like to keep in my memory keeping journals. So I can just put it in here if I want. This is an old made in Oregon bag and I will probably cut the edge so that it can be like a little pocket. Again, I'm just trying to use, old bits and pieces that I have laying around. Some lined paper. And then this is the middle. I wanted to keep the middle white, so if I want, I can do a big spread. And then we just go back through, and this is the backs of all the pages we just went through. I do a very, very simple stitch on this. Oh, and by the way, this was longer, so I'm actually gonna fold this in and then either glue or sew around here, and then I'll have like a little pocket. So I just do a very basic pamphlet stitch. So I'm going to make sure that I have all of these papers just how I want them. I'm not going to care too much about things being off-centered or anything, but I'm going to use a little paper clip to hold everything together. Just a little disclaimer, I'm only sewing this together right now just to share with you how I sew and insert together. I don't sew my memory keeping inserts because I will actually be sewing 3 of these full inserts into a hardcover book, and I don't like to do double sewing. So I am honestly just doing this to show you how I would sew an insert together. I do sew together like my monthly and weekly inserts, and this will be exactly the same way. I don't measure. I'm going to use an awl, but you can use a tack if you want, and I'm going to punch a hole in the middle, and that wasn't even really the middle, but that's okay. And then just one a little ways down. I don't measure this just because I don't need to. And one right here. Now if you do have smaller pieces, like I have some envelopes and whatnot, you can make sure that you are placing the envelopes around so that they are getting completely sewn in. Again, I'm not going to worry about that. So now I am going to take my thread and needle. I'm using embroidery thread, and I'm just going to start on the inside and go to the outside, pull that through. I did double thread this just because I like to leave quite a bit here, and then I'm going to go through the top hole, but you can do top or bottom, it doesn't make a difference. And you can see I really didn't center that, but that's okay with me. It's all that's not gonna even show once I get this into a book. And then I am going to actually just go all the way down to the last hole, so that on the outside, and I'm gonna make sure not to pull too tight because I have this little piece here. Now I'm gonna go back through the middle. Whoops. And we will just tie off, and then your insert it's done, it's ready to go. Okay. And then you can just tie this. I'll cut. So when you are tying this, make sure that you have one of your ends on one side of the middle string here and one on the other, okay? So one is over on this side, one is this side, so you can see how that is up, okay? And then I just tie a regular knot, and you can trim off your ends if you want. Some people like to decorate or like hang a little punched heart at the end. I think they're called like peekaboo hearts or something. I'm not gonna do that right now. I might add a little charm or something later. You could have your string hanging like all the way down to have a little charm if you wanted, but lots of options. So there we go. We have our insert ready to go. Now I'm going to decorate the front with you guys. So I grabbed a few little pieces of ephemera from the Pink Paisley Oh My Heart collection. I am going to start out by adding some distress ink around the edges. And my cutter, my trimmer is horrible. I should have used, I have a newer one, a Tim Holtz one, and I should have used that. But that's okay. So just going to ink around the edges just really, really quickly here. And then this little book page that you see over here, this is from a vintage kids book, one of those, I think it's like Little Golden One or something like that. And so some of the pages in that were kind of falling out, and so I'm going to repurpose the book and use the actual pages. And I'm gonna cut out this little bunny, I think, and use the cute bunny on the cover. So my March insert, oh wait, no, never mind. I was thinking that my March insert, I had used the little bunny, but actually what I'm thinking of is my weekly page has one of the bunnies. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and cut this little guy out, and I'll be right back. Okay, I also have this ribbon. It was from a birthday present, again, from last September. And I really wanted to incorporate some of this. So I'm just going to make like a little cluster with these pieces. And this is usually how I decorate my covers. Just very kind of random and, I don't know, collage-y, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna start gluing things on. And this is kind of how I decorate an actual page, so you can have kind of an idea of how I would actually like do a junk journal page, except I would add a photo. So I do plan to share an actual layout with you guys soon. Okay, I'm gonna put this down, and I try to just include pieces in here that I really love. So I used to hoard things a lot, and I would be like, oh, I could really use that on some Happy Mail, or, you know, share it with someone else. But I kind of try to change my mindset a bit, and things that are special to me, I try to, you know, use for me. If I have more than one, cool, then I can share it with someone else. Or of course, if I'm making like a special junk journal for someone else, I'll definitely keep special things for that, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I could totally stop here if I wanted, but there's so many great little pieces. This is like a little vellum pocket I was making for a garden junk journal, but I thought it would be kind of cool to include somewhere. I don't know. I'm just really into this like garden junk journal type thing. I don't know, I don't really want to cover up the bunny. That might be cute. I'll save that little vellum pocket with the actual flowers for maybe a different layout. So I'm just going to put that behind the little bunny. I'm gonna glue down his ear. And I like how that ribbon kind of peeks out. I'm not even going to glue the edge of it because I really like how that looks. And there we go. I could definitely keep going, but I like it. I will add a few enamel dots, kind of right here probably. And there we go. I feel that decorating the cover is probably one of my favorite parts of these junk journal inserts. I just love it. And I have this little thing here that says Mom Life, and I was gonna put it here, but I don't know, I could. I'm just gonna keep it like that. I can always add if I feel like I want to. There we go. I hope that that was helpful or kind of fun for you guys. And let me know if you have any questions below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.